Howdy, Atrex here, and I got some good news. Iron Maelstrom is back for Season 11. It's Pit 100 viable, able to withstand the onslaught of the monsters this season, and it's pretty much in its best state since Season 7. We are currently here on the PTR. I'm pre-recording this video and I'll be releasing it somewhere around or after shortly of the Campfire stream for Season 11 itself. If there are any changes or anything of the sort, we'll be pinning them down in the comments, and of course we're gonna put them up in the video description itself, but hopefully nothing too major changes. Season 11 is it's not an easy season, but still nevertheless it's possible to get to Pit 100 with decent array of builds. But yeah, I'll quickly show you what the builds can do, and yeah, it's pretty decent for AoE farming as well. But yeah, have a look. So yeah, there you have it. Good old Iron Maelstrom is back. Quick as ever, able to spin and win all the time. So yeah, let's have a quick look at the skill tree. So essentially, what we have here is 2 points into Frenzy, just to start off the skill tree. We have Warpath and Tempered Fury here for more damage. I'll explain why Maximum Fury gives more damage later. And here we have the 3 shouts combined with Iron Skin and Ground Stomp. Ground Stomp is used so it can help us with the Iron Maelstrom rotation itself, whilst Iron Skin here really helps us to survive in those tough moments where monsters are really oppressing us. So yeah, accompanied by the passive shout skills points, and of course down here we have Pit Fighter and Slaying Strike. We're actually not going with no mercy this time. The reason for it is we have actually enough crit, so yeah, here we are, aggressive resistance and defensive stance for more survival, a bit more damage here, and we have the 3 passives here. Of course, we have Heavy Hitter and Iron Maelstrom itself. Last but not least, we have Walking Arsenal. Now, Walking Arsenal is quite good because it keeps us unstoppable all the time, and at the same time gives us a good amount of attack speed. Now, the damage compared to Unconstrained is pretty much the same, Unconstrained being slightly a bit better off, but all of these bonuses are quite good. So yeah, when it comes to gear, we have gone here with the Sheku. Sheku provides us with a lot of cooldown reduction, so it kind of gets the Iron Maelstrom rotation going. At the same time, a lot of max life and a decent amount of maximum resource for a bit more damage. Now, we have gone here with Shroud. Shroud is yet another decent balance between defense and offense. I mean, it just provides with, yeah, a good amount of stats altogether anyway. When it comes to Fists of Fate, their damage is a bit all over the place. Sometimes you can hit 200 billions, 300 billions, 500 billions, 1 trillion. It really varies and depends, but they do provide a decent amount of damage, and at the same time they make the target vulnerable. Now, this is the interesting part. This is a bit of a new item, and the Temerity here actually provides us with a good amount of barrier, and the reason why we need a barrier is this bugger, Selig. Sadly, because of either the way it's been designed or because of a bug, Selig is not really a good tanking tool. Its Fury Pool gets depleted just by being hit by one monster in Pit 100, for instance. And I think the reason for that is because damage reduction groups do not actually get applied before monsters start chipping away at our Fury Pool, which is a bit sad. But in order to protect our Fury Pool and have more damage, basically because of it, we have to use a barrier. And the best thing about the barrier is it comes before the resource pool, so it gets consumed before the resource pool. And another thing is, all the damage reduction groups that we have get applied to it before monsters hit us, so our barrier is as tanky and as huge as our maximum life. So we currently here, we have about 14k maximum life and a barrier, and we're extremely tanky, so this is pretty much how we tend to survive. Now, when it comes to Warcry and The boots here, yeah, they pretty much help out a bit with damage, and of course we have aspect of assistance, so we basically get double Subu. First time when we cast our ultimate we get a Subu, and second time we get Subu from challenging shout. So he's here with his 25% multiplicative critical strike damage a bit more often. Now, when it comes to our two-handed mace, we have gone with aspect of Apogeic Führer, so we get a bit more damage. Neo and 2 for the rune combination for a bit more damage, and very importantly we have gone with damage to injured. The reason why we go with damage to injured is because Iron Maelstrom has a special ability at rank 5 which gives us up to 200% multiplicative damage. In order to reach that cap we need damage to injured, and we need it to be a greater value than 200 since we only get the bonus at a 60% capacity. So having those 255 combined with the passives from Slaying Strike in our skill tree bring us up to about 320%, and that's exactly the amount we need from this additive damage to reach that 200% cap. So yeah, now moving on, we have a one-handed mace here. Very important to have a one-handed mace, and the reason for it is one-handed mace gets to benefit from our wallop, which also considers two-handed bludgeoning weapons, but yeah, both one-handed and two-handed benefit from it. And at the same time with Crusher gets to benefit both one-handed and two-handed as well. And last but not least, when it comes to one-handed maces, they provide multiplicative damage to stunned enemies, so that includes bosses and everything else. So having a mace rather than any other type is quite important over here. Now when it comes to the aspect, we have Vehement, a bit more damage, more ranks to ultimate skills. Next up we have Ramaladni. Sadly it cannot benefit from Crusher or Wallop, but at the same time, because of our Fury pool, which is about 20k currently, we get about 10,000 multiplicative damage. So Ramaladni is a very important choice, and that's why we really want to keep our Fury pool intact. Next up we go with Grandfather. Grandfather is very good for maximum life and kind of boosts up our total pool and our total barrier. So yeah, of course we get a lot of damage from it. Maximum resource turns into damage as well, same as the old stats. Seer and Vex, a bit more damage, but yeah, we have an option here, we have an alternative here, and that alternative is a legendary blade with chance for Iron Maelstrom to hit twice. Although a bit less tanky, it should be quite more powerful. As well, we have Battle Mat on it, so due to the fact that we spin quite fast and quite often, Battle Mat is having a decent amount of uptime as well. Now moving on, we have this ring here with aspect of Earth Striker. That's one of our sources to overpower, so very important. Also very important is that you land the GA Iron Maelstrom cooldown reduction on the temper, so we need to make sure these are GAs on both rings. And as you can see here, I have Battle Mat because I have the Grandfather over here. So yeah, other than that, last but not least, Selig, which we already talked about. So yeah, this is pretty much our skill tree. When it comes to Paragons, we have some familiar glyphs and familiar combos. First off, we go with Dominate, so that's our second way to overpower. And next up we have Bonebreaker, which is our third source of overpower. We have combined Bonebreaker with Martial, so every time we cast a shout we reduce Iron Maelstrom's cooldown by 2 seconds. So yeah, pretty decent. Now moving on, we have Blood Rage and Challenger, a pretty standard combo here, nothing too crazy. All of our Paragon bolts have a lot of max life and a lot of resistances and ways to kind of make us even more tanky. So yeah, next up Decimator with Crusher, as you saw earlier. So yeah, last but not least, Flawless Technique for a bit more multiplicative critical strike damage and critical strike chance, paired with Wrath. And very importantly, we have 12.5% attack speed from all of these things. So basically by having 45% from the walking arsenal, another 13, another 30 here, and the actual attack speed from the Paragons, we get to 100% attack speed. So we're pretty much having the max all the time. And of course, another very important thing to notice is Iron Maelstrom has increased multiplicative critical strike damage, so it's quite good when you combine this and all the critical strike multiplicatives from the Paragon plus the Grandfather itself. So yeah, moving on, we have Mercenaries here, so we should have Rahir over here. Rahir is pretty good for defensive situations and to keep us alive when things really go out of hand, and at the same time his ground stomp provides us with another 15% multiplicative damage, and of course he gives us more O resistance, so pretty decent. Of course we have Subu here, 25% more multiplicative critical strike damage, pretty cool, and we are able to call him quite often. Last but not least, Divine Gifts. When it comes to the Divine Gifts, we have more armor, more resistances, fortifying for 1% of our max life, and we have a refilling of a healing potion here every 20 seconds. So yeah, again, when it comes to the rotation, you really want to do the following. So every 10 stacks your cooldowns gets reset. So if you start off with that and you basically spam your 3 shouts, you get an Iron Maelstrom. If you use ground stomp, you get Iron Maelstrom. Then the cooldowns reset, you get a free Iron Maelstrom, right? And then you spam your 3 shouts to get the second Iron Maelstrom, third Iron Maelstrom from the ground stomp, and then cooldowns reset, and then you rinse and repeat. This is pretty much as simple as it gets. There's pretty much no gaps once you set it up and you have enough cooldown reduction from all sources. So yeah, this is pretty much the build. I'll be posting as well a link in the description and a video about me doing Pit 100 with this build. Also there'll be a build link in the description as well, and yeah, I hope you guys enjoy season 11. It's again a bit of a harder season, but at the same time things are still possible, so thank you for watching. Feel free to leave a like and I'll definitely see you around. Have a good one.